And I want to start by thank you so much, for being here today, taking your time. I know you're a very busy man to come and clarify some questions for us and talk with this community, okay?
For sure. Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been a long time since we spoke about doing this interview.
Yeah.
Let's finally do it. We have some good questions, I think. Let's go over them.
Awesome. Let's go, bro. So I'm going to start with the first question here, which is, how did making so much money change your lifestyle, especially living in Bulgaria, and how are you protecting yourself to still having some money in the future? Are you doing some sort of investment? Are you doing maybe some traditional investment, buying papers, And there's any procedure you're taking today to make sure you're being smart and safe with the money, like some risk control?
Okay, so with the first question, how did it change my life? What can I say? I certainly have a lot of freedom right now. I mean, I'm on my own schedule. I own my time, which is great for my confidence, first of all, and so I can provide actual great service for clients, so I can work when I'm at my best. My life has changed as well. My lifestyle, like. I go to nicer places, I have a better car, I live in a nicer place. Everything is better, but what can I say? I mean, I'm still working very hard, I would say, and still keeping very busy. I haven't made any investments yet, to be honest. I was about to go into real estate, but put this on pause for now. Still holding almost all of my money in cash. Not for any particular reason, just I don't like most investment strategies. I'm not into them. And my strategy... Yeah?
Yeah, this is very interesting because being such a part of crypto and understanding these protocols to such a core level, you still chose to be safe, with your money, which I think has also a lot to do with the security mindset, right?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. To be honest, I don't know. I often get the urge to do some of the gem moves. Especially right now when the market, we have last 2-3 weeks, we had crazy moves in the market, and it's very exciting. I'm following the prices, it's fun, but I'm not into trading. I can tell you 100% that I know I'm not a good trader, and I don't even wish to be a great trader. I mean, I want to have fun, but if I lose money, it won't be fun for me, so I'm not even risking it. But we'll see. Maybe I'll do something just to try it. I'm looking at nice ones. Maybe I'll do some angel investing. I even am about to do angel investing into one protocol, but I'm not about to announce it yet. We'll see if that deal even goes through. When I do it, I will probably announce. It can be done in the next 1 or 2 months, but it will be a small thing just to try things out. I'm not a good investor yet. Maybe I'll move deeper into this. But in terms of protecting my money and keeping my money good, my strategy is just to have a nice cash flow. I mean, I work very hard, so I can have a great money inflow every month. So this is how I do not worry about my business, about my life, and everything.
I understand, and this ties up really well with the next question, which is, at this point you made 50 plus audits, and how does it feel when you miss a bug? Because it happens all the time to pretty much every auditor, and it's always very, very frustrating. Can you talk a little bit about this?
Yeah, so this is a lot about psychology, I would say. You have to think logically and to look at the stats. Basically, you can see that even the best auditors, even the best companies, everybody has missed bugs. A lot of people have missed, even great people have missed bugs multiple times. You can just go on Code Arena and see how many solo bugs there are. If you see a solo bug, that means that all the other 200 plus participants missed that bug. So especially if it's a high, then you see 200 plus people, some of them are top of the leaderboard, they are missing bugs. So this is just how this game works. Nobody can guarantee 100% security. No matter how many checklists and automated tools you use, you'll be missing bugs. What matters to me is I even did such a talk with this name in my Bulgarian community here. It was called Best Effort Security. So what I believe is what I can provide is basically best effort security. I do my best and I really am true to myself and to my client about this. really do my best, but I know that I cannot guarantee security and I miss bugs. And when a subsequent audit, done after mine, finds a bug, I'm very interested to read about it. It has happened a few times, and I'm like, I'm not on top of the world that somebody found a bug that I didn't. But I'm learning, and it's one day you're on the side where you miss the bug, the other day you're on the other side where you find a bug who somebody missed. So this is just how this thing works.
I just wonder because it must be hard. You guys are keeping in the top of the game, and you guys are communicating that a lot. And sometimes I feel that if you find a problem, or if you have a lot of subsequent audits that are coming with people finding bugs that you didn't find, I wonder if can that ever turn against you.
I guess so. I mean, when it comes to marketing, when it comes to the perception of the crowd of some company or of some person, everything can change. I mean, even with searching, searching we can talk about them, but I can tell you that I'm pretty sure that they have had great audits and they have found very nice bugs, and they have had some shitty audits. But I don't know. It's hard to judge a company as a whole. I mean, when you have independent researcher, it's much easier to actually judge them. But still, I mean, everybody who is thinking in logical terms knows that it's okay to miss bugs, unless they are some very, very common ones. Then it looks like you are actually maybe a scammer or a low-quality auditor. But I mean,
I understand.
People like this rarely do well in our community.
No, I understand completely. And there was one more aspect to that, which is, at least for me, I don't know how you feel about this. Bugs seem to come from a list in your head. So there are things that you simply don't know that exist. I mean, very few people are able to break down the science and find, let's say, 0 days and novel bugs, and everything is all about some research, some piece of prior, engagement that the developer had. So we learn as we see everybody posting on Twitter, we learn as we see these articles, but coming to do research and finding novel bugs is not easy at all.
Exactly, 100% agree, and this is a great point. Just the idea of 0-day bugs. This is one thing that proves that you cannot always find all bugs. I mean, it's impossible because some bugs are not even known already. And not all 0-day bugs are found by the same great company who never does mistakes, or same researcher. I mean, it's just security. Everybody is trying their best, but what can we say? We are just fighting against the bad guys. Yeah. Sometimes the bad we. That's it.
Very true, bro. And you know pretty much, I guess, everybody in the space, and also you have a really good bridge of connection with your community. And I've been seeing on your business group on Telegram that you've been talking about creating something with that. Can we talk a little bit about this?
Sorry, your microphone just went off, but yes, what were you saying about the...
I'm going to repeat the question, okay? What plans do you have in the future for connecting your network to different opportunities?
Yes. So yeah, I recently posted a little bit about this on Twitter to create some hype just around it, just a little bit. I'll be posting much more about it. And I guess this will be the first public platform that I will be announcing this, mostly. But yeah, from now on, I'm trying to scale this service, scale the security services that I provide to companies, mostly in the way where I source great security researchers from the market, and basically team them up and put them on audits with my clients, with clients that reach out to me. I do this because I have been turning down a lot of audits throughout the last few months, just because I don't have the bandwidth for most of them. And I usually hand them over to people that do well. But I don't know, lately I think that I see this exact problem, as I said in my tweets. A lot of great security researchers are underbooked. I mean, I'm not handing the audits to them always. I mean, I'm handing them to other people in my network. And a lot of companies are staying still undersecured. Sometimes, even after they get an audit, they haven't gotten the best service possible for their money. So I'll be trying to do this. I'll be trying to bring fair-priced audits to the market, with some great security researchers, and me in the middle, managing them, doing the sales, doing the marketing, doing the legal stuff, everything that's boring. I'll still be auditing probably, but not as part of those teams. So this is my current idea. I'll be moving into this more in the future.
This is really cool, and there's one thing that you say there about legal, you know. I've been thinking about the idea of legal audits as crypto starts to become more regularized, you know, everybody and people start using it more. Maybe security will have to incorporate a little bit of that, don't you think?
Probably, but in what manner do you mean? Do you mean like
I mean,
when you're an auditor, you have to be legally responsible for after a hack or
no. When you are an auditor, you are in contact with a legal team that will evaluate the solution to see if there's any legal problems in the way the assets are traded or what happens in the application itself. You understand?
I understand. I think this is very far from happening. I mean, the people who actually have legal knowledge and understood international law, and also have not just crypto knowledge but technical knowledge, they are just probably a handful. So this is not happening anytime soon. I'm pretty sure we won't be seeing this in the next few years.
Awesome. Next question here, bro, is that you say to be very pedantic at code reviews, but today in the era of smart contracts, sometimes we need to sacrifice a little bit of the readability for gas costs, you know, put some assembling there. What is your view to this?
Yeah, I expect you meant pedantic. That's what you...
Yes.
Yeah, pedantic about the code reviews. Yeah, certainly. When it comes to gaps optimizations, I think the answer is pretty clear. I mean, it's just about common sense. There are a lot of gas optimization things that, if you can save an S-load or an S-store, you save thousands of gas units in cost. So usually those ones are pretty easy to make without doing some crazy hacks, or the most that you have to do is some bit shifting. But usually you can do this in a safe manner, and it's not that hard to be audited. So I'm all up for this. I'm all up for gas optimizations, which are not too invasive and not very scary. And I mean, you can have the perfect balance between those two. It's not even that hard. I mean, it's not something to have debates over. It's just common sense, not that hard.
I understand. And Pashov, in the past, your strategy was to participate in all contests. Then you moved into solo audits only. I want to know what is the main difference between cost contest and solo audits, and what are you planning next?
So what can I say? Yeah, I started with contests because this is the only option I had. Back then I was a developer, I was full-time employed, so I couldn't do anything apart from this, especially given that I didn't have any experience. But when I moved to solo audits, things happened pretty naturally. How I moved into them, some people started reaching out on Twitter, and I just did work for them, and they paid me well. But yeah, the pay is much better, and it's great that it's guaranteed. I get a guaranteed base pay that we agree on before the actual audit. So this is great for me to plan my costs, to plan where it is great for me to put in my time and work in, and actually put time to research the protocol and the EAPs that it's using, the techniques, the software engineering best practices that they need. So it's a great deal for my time, and I guess it fits my personality well, and the results have been great. So yeah, I can tell you that for me personally, it's obvious that I only do solo audits because they fit me in every shape or form possible better. And especially with contests, I think it's a main thing that with contests your upside is pretty limited. Sometimes you get those $1 million contests which you can make a lot of money, but apart from them, for example, I looked at this Tapioca DAO Cloud Arena contest, and they had the crazy almost 400k reward pot, and the guy who won it, Alex, he made like 20k, and the other people in top 5 made around 15k. So it's pretty good pay, it's a very good pay, but it was like 12,000 lines of code. The people probably put in weeks into this, and if you do well as a sole auditor, you can probably get a better deal for your time. at least I managed to do it, so I moved into demo.
Awesome, but I think there's one important thing about contests, which is the competitive aspect, So I think that drives you to learn a little bit faster than maybe doing solo audits. But I guess when you come to the point of doing a lot of solo audits, you are already very good. So maybe there's no such point in competing so much anymore,
I think always competing is a great thing, but it just has to make sense in the place that you stand. And I can tell you, Code Arena is the best place to learn, I think. The arena in the name is the best word that they could have used. It's a real arena, so it's very good. But if you have the discipline yourself, even on solo audits, you'll be learning like crazy. I mean, on all of my solo audits, I go on SoloJit, the tool. I research previous audits related to things that this protocol is using. I read other audit reports. I read articles on Medium, on wherever I can find maybe past Twitter threads or whatever. So if you have the discipline and if you want to provide a great service, you'll still be learning like crazy. I mean, I haven't stopped learning. Every day I'm reading articles. Even the last 10 days or whatever, I read so much about ERC4337. I mean, I learned so much about it, and I even am able to find some bugs related to it now.
Really cool, bro.
Yeah.
I have another question here. We kind of live in a bubble today because we live in the Web3 security bubble. We are on Twitter, some parts of the day, and we're trying to impress some of our few colleagues with what we're finding. And 33 Audits actually did a great thread on this the other day. But the really key aspect is keeping a good image with your client, man. And you seem to do that really well. There's any procedure? I mean, I know you talked about being really open, really clean, really trying your best, but you gotta have some procedure to that.
It's a good question. I don't know about a specific procedure. There are just some very common sense rules. I mean, treat everybody with respect, be a nice guy, be likable, go the extra mile for your clients so they can refer you to other clients, speak nice to them. Some people are just not likable. Some people are toxic even to their clients, so it's obvious why they don't get much business. And yeah, of course, be active on Twitter, show off that you're a good auditor, show off your wins. As I said, pretty common sense stuff. I mean, everybody knows them, but people do not actually do them. So that's it. I just am a guy who happens to do all of those.
Yeah, you have a really good vision of that, because what happens is, as we live in this crypto world, I mean, we have a different style of communication, and this was stronger in the past. I mean, everybody was kind of toxic, But I do understand what you're talking about, and I think it makes total sense. And I can see guys like Bike32, let's see, doing the same and working so great from him too. So this is really nice, bro. Talking about clients, still on the clients, did you ever encounter hard clients, and did the clients just take whatever you said because you are the Pashov, or they are actually argumenting with you, you're having discussions, you have to manage egos at any point?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've had both types of clients. So I recently had one client who was, whatever I said, he took it as truth. Almost everything, like 90% of whatever I said. But he was actually a very smart developer, and he had a character of himself. I mean, he had something to say every time, but mostly he agreed with me because I guess we looked at things in the same way. But yeah, in just 10% of whatever I said, maybe he said, I don't agree with this, whatever. And I actually then agreed with him most of the time because he made good points. Usually I like things to be based on logic, and that's how I do those debates when I have them. But yeah, another situation from recent time is another team where usually with founders I get along very well, 99% of the time. But sometimes the founders of a project have hired some developer who is it's usually about insecurity. So they are insecure that when I give them some recommendation, even in my pre-audit process, where I give some best practices, gas optimization, low severity issues, informational stuff, recommendations, sometimes they get defensive and they're like, oh no, this is my convention, this is how I do things. And I'm like, no, listen, I mean, it's not that much about convention. It's the code should serve everybody. It's not just you in a team. Maybe you are a single developer now, but tomorrow there will be another developer probably. Also, auditors are reading your code. So you have to do best to serve everybody who is reading the code that is the most readable, the most secure, very well documented. And yeah, but even if after I say this, they say, no, I'm leaving it this way, I say, fine, no problem, perfectly fine with me. I'm not making it into a problem. I mean, it's their code after all. I'm just a consultant. It's up to you. They make the final decision, so it's fine for me. But yeah, I just give advice. If they do not take it, it's okay, no problem.
Would you deny a protocol if I did a request of stuff and that you've seen there's maybe not a scam but can be rugged or is a little bit shady? Would you deny it, or you think it's not up to the auditor to decide the ethics of the founder?
To be honest, I probably almost never have gotten spoken to from such a protocol. Maybe once or twice I have gotten some shady requests and I denied those. But no, I mean, I don't know. I haven't even audited on ERC20 token implementation. I think maybe just once. I cannot remember. But yeah, just those protocols do not come to me. Maybe they feel I'm too technical or something. They just do not come to me. A lot of the time I see protocols that have centralization attack vectors, which look like they are not intentional rug pull levers. But I don't know. I usually report this into my report, and this is fine. I mean, this is their choice.
I understand it completely. And Pashov, in the past, you say that you wanted to become rich and independent. And I guess you are in the path of doing that. Do you still feel the same level of wanting to be rich and independent? And are you feeling now calm, or are you feeling hunger to achieve something bigger?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, certainly that's a great goal of mine. I think a lot of people, especially I have seen that a lot with my friends, young men usually who grew up in families that haven't been very rich. Usually they have a big hunger for this. I'm one of those people. And yeah, I still have it. I have done very well for myself. I think I have achieved that status partly. But right now, to be honest, I'm feeling hungrier than ever, but in a different way. Yeah. I'm not getting satisfied. I'm hungrier than ever. But it's not just about working hard now. It's about working smart would sound a little bit stupid. I wouldn't like saying this, but working with other people. Sorry?
Strategy, right?
Yeah, strategy. Basically, just to strategize better, to hire the best people, to scale the business and serve as many companies as possible in a high quality manner, and of course to create a nice business for myself, to create a nice lifestyle. Because if I only serve the community, then this doesn't work out. This is not a successful business in my opinion if it doesn't serve me as well. But it doesn't have to be just one side. It can be both, and this is what a great entrepreneur does. And I would try to do this. This is my mission.
Awesome. Sounds really cool. Let's say Pashov, everything works. So you make a lot of, let's put this in a 2-year frames, the bull run comes and you grow to $30 million. Are you leaving Web3 security? Are you going to travel the world, or are you building a company that you can, manage from afar? What is your plan after making it?
We'll see. I don't know. There's a lot of time. For now, my goal is, I don't know. I would love to have a little bit less working hours. I mean, I want to have bigger impact, but actually work less. I mean, this is also, I would say, mastery of entrepreneurship, because what I understood, because I had this 6-figure $100,000 profit month. And I understood that basically this cannot scale that much more than this. I even didn't know that it can scale that far, but it did, and it can scale a little bit more. But it's crazy, and I only have 24 hours in the day, and just the reason that I have to deny audits to projects that are good and that actually deserve a great service and their users deserve it, the only way to do this is actually through other teams to scale. But this means that I personally don't have to do that much of audits. And what can I say? Just by me personally doing audits all the time can actually mean less security for the space, which is, if you think about it, it's maybe selfish, I don't know, it's kind of stupid, but if I can manage good, if I can lead people here and put them to work and everybody is satisfied, so the actual auditors, myself and the client, if I can do this better and more people are served, then it's a better solution. So I'm moving in that direction. And this has nothing to do with the hours I'm working.
You know, you said something really interesting there about the mastery of entrepreneurship, which is work less and have a big impact. I feel like all major CEOs, guys that they are very successful, they find a very efficient way of working and selecting people. And they don't need to work that hard because they do the right decisions, you know?
Yes, exactly. You hire people who can work hard at exactly what you want. And because it's not just one thing that needs hard working. In a business, you have sales, marketing, service execution, client success, everything needs very hard work. And if you are a solopreneur, if you do this yourself, you're just at a loss and your clients at a loss because you cannot serve all of them in a high manner. So I realized those things in the past few months.
Amazing, buddy. And talking about coding less hours, I mean, when I see your videos, you know, you look like a dude that, you know, is just really resilient. So, you know, but do you ever feel tired, bro? Because I feel tired all the time, you know, being on Twitter all day long, seeing everything about auditing, you know, it gets to me. Don't you ever want to take some time off, like 2-3 weeks off or something?
Yeah, often I feel tired, but I don't know, 2-3 weeks, I don't think I have ever done this in my life, probably, apart from when I was in high school or whatever, but I don't think it's that nice. I mean, I travel very often. This year, there wasn't a month that I didn't travel outside of my country at least once. Some months I traveled up to 2 or 3 times. So I traveled so many times, I went to so many countries. I'm still living a great life. I mean, I have a great lifestyle, and I'm going out with friends, socializing. So if you do, if you focus on work, I mean, if you do both work and have a nice social life, maybe on the weekend or on evenings or whenever you have time, you can do both things and have a very balanced life. You can do this. You just have to cut out the stupidly waste hours in, I don't know, watching Netflix, or I don't know what you do, but every person wastes hours in some stupid things.
Yeah, makes total sense. And maybe that's the key, having the balance, you know, having the balance to keep home and do your thing.
Yes, every week.
And now going back a little bit to audits, do you have any good alpha into writing reports? There's any researcher that you see that writes really good reports? And because this seems to be growing subject, you know, some people are now starting to subsidize this report writing. And how do you feel about it?
There's a lot that can be said on this. To be honest, for now, almost 50 audits, sole audits, I think. I have done all of them myself manually, and I don't think this is the best way. Certainly not the best way. My audits reports are probably one of the, maybe not the ugliest, but they're not pretty. 100%. They're not even in PDF form. They're markdown, no colors, no CSS, no nothing. And I think there is a lot of room for improvement here. Spirit have this open source tool that can generate a beautiful report for you, but it takes a while to set up, and you have to have this GitHub repository and everything. I personally don't like this, and I think pretty soon some very cool people in the space will be open sourcing some very nice tools. I have been speaking to some of them, and we will see some new great tools for automatic report generation. But I don't see this being I don't see outsourcing report generation to some other person being a good thing, or even issue vulnerability report writing. I mean, you have to do this yourself. It just doesn't work out if somebody else is doing it.
Awesome, brother. Okay, now I'm gonna get into a little bit, you know, esoteric questions. The first question is something that we almost never talk about ironically, which is Bitcoin. Do you plan to get some Bitcoin, and what is your view on Bitcoin itself?
What can I say? I mean, I'm a technical person. I came into this space because I was a normal Web2 developer, wrote some Java, JavaScript, stuff like this. And I just saw some colleague of mine, he left to write Solidity and to create Web3 products. So this is how I got interested in this. And I have always been into the Ethereum ecosystem. I never have been too much into crypto as a currency itself. I mean, I love the idea. I'm very much for it. But I don't know. What can I say? I cannot lie. I don't hold Bitcoin. I'm not planning right now to buy some of it because a lot of people are using it like they're using it for reasons that I wouldn't use it for. I mean, a lot of people are trying to protect themselves from inflation. I mean, I wouldn't do this this way if I have this goal in mind. And or other people are just holding Bitcoin so they can double their money. If I do an investment, I don't want to double my money. I want to do 100x maybe with some investments where I actually have, I'm actually capable of influencing the investment to make it better. In Bitcoin, what can I do? I mean, I can just put my money in and just show it on Twitter or whatever. If that's the goal, if the goal is just to make money. It has a lot more use cases, of course, and it's a great technology, but me personally, I'm just not buying any because I don't have a need right now.
Awesome. So you never went into the Satoshi rabbit hole, who is Satoshi, who he can be and everything.
I have because I worked in a crypto company like twice, and we have celebrated Bitcoin birthday. We have done parties, stuff like this. It's pretty nice. I have read the white paper of Bitcoin. It's great. It's genius. Satoshi is great. I mean, everybody respects this. I just feel that I personally am not holding Bitcoin as a currency to fight inflation or whatever, or make money. That's what I mean. But Bitcoin is great, certainly. I mean, it's one of the best things that has happened in the world so last year. Yeah.
Okay, now I'm gonna dive into a few questions from community, okay? The first question is from MK, and he's asking, do you rely on developer-made assets, such as mocks and tests, for your proof of concepts or testing, or do you prefer to build everything yourself?
So I have started writing proof of concepts like 2-3 months ago. Before that, I never wrote them. I don't know why, I just didn't see value. Then it started being, I guess the biggest thing why I started writing proof of concepts is because it seems like it's more fun. I don't know. It's just nice to see that your test is working and you are stealing money or whatever, especially with a critical find. This is why I started writing them, and just to exercise a little bit of Foundry skills because I never went into learning Foundry, so this was the best way to learn it. But I always use the testing suite that is already available because it would take me too much time to set it up. I mean, if I'm on Immunify, maybe I'll write my own proof of concept, but when it comes to audits, I always use this because of time efficiency. I have wrote proof of concepts in Hardhat, so with JavaScript and with Foundry, and this is perfectly fine. I mean, this is enough.
Awesome. Next question is from 0xCmail, and he's asking, what is the one thing that would say that improved your solo auditing game?
Put in as much hours as possible. This was the thing that worked for me 100%.
Awesome, brother. Next question is from Taufal. He's asking, are you asked for audits by clients which they really don't care about security and just want your certificate as Pashov? French question.
Yeah, most probably no. I mean, I have had 1 or 2 clients that were fighting off a little bit of my recommendations, trying to lower the severity of issues, but they still wanted to understand the security aspects of them. They just wanted to look good as a brand. I understand this. But yeah, everybody has hired me because they know I'm a good researcher. I really try to get deep into things and actually find security vulnerability, not just because I'm making some report. There are companies for this, a lot of them, and they're very fully booked, but I'm just not one of them.
Next question is from Dacian, and he's asking if you have a few heuristics that you look for to find critical bugs all the time.
Good question. I don't know. Most probably not. I usually just read the code character by character and really focus and try to think in a black hat way to break it by any possible way, to with front running, with changing the parameter values, with making an external call fail or provide wrong data, because this is also input validation when it comes to the external calls. So I'm usually thinking of those terms because almost all attacks have an attack vector actually. So it's just a common attack vector behind most attacks, and you just have to think in that paradigm to figure out if those attack vectors are present. And when you get a very deep understanding of a protocol, you can usually also find the logical bugs. So this is the strategy. I mean, it's not that much about heuristics, and I think this is also pretty logical, because if it was about this, AI would have been much further into this game, and the static analysis tools also, the bots on Coderina also, but they really aren't. And that's the reason, because you need other skills. It's not just about heuristic.
Awesome. Next question is from SDH, and he's asking, what is a common advice in the scene you would say is regress inducing? And just to explain, regress inducing means that actually leads to more problems.
So basically, I guess they're asking how to protect from your recommendation.
Yeah, bad advice, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, how can you answer that question? Just give better recommendations, become a better auditor. There's nothing more to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Hard question. Next question is from Wooly, and he's asking, we see a lot of things about productivity and documenting. What is your bet? How can we do that efficiently? I mean, how can we be more productive? And I don't exactly understand what he means with documenting here.
Yeah. Okay, I'll give you a very important advice. Do not take everything that you read on Twitter by heart. I mean, not everything is the best idea in the world and the best thing. I mean, most
like
people
post these things, right?
Yeah, most people post on Twitter just to create some content so they're visible, so people give them likes, and maybe they can sell their service or whatever. But not every piece of content that you read has to influence you and actually change the way you work. I mean, I personally don't do any productivity stuff. Actually, I can tell you something very interesting on this topic. Recently, I stumbled onto this product, which is this type of Pomodoro watch or something like this. And it's like a table watch, which has minutes on it. It has numbers on it, It's like numbers 15, 5, 30. And you just click them and you have an alarm after those minutes to ring. I just found the idea very interesting, so I ordered it. It still hasn't come here, but
nice.
I'll probably use this maybe once or twice a month when I want to focus very, very hard. For example, last few days I have been reading legal contracts for freelancers. I mean, this is tedious work. This is crazy. I hate it. And with this, probably I need to focus, because all the time I'm just opening my iPhone to see if I have some notification or whatever, just to distract myself, because it's so boring. But yeah, if you have such a problem with focus, you can use those techniques. But most people do not have a focus problem. You have other problems. You have to be honest with yourself and find which ones are they. But yeah, do not take everything you read on Twitter by heart and to integrate whatever you read into your life. I mean, I have done pretty well for a year now in this space without using any of this. I will try it just for fun because it looks interesting and funny, but I wouldn't rely on it to change my life or business or whatever.
Amazing, buddy. Next question is from Goheng, and he's asking, are you using Foundry or Echidna for invariant testing?
Personally, I don't do neither formal verification or fuzzing or invariant testing. I don't do those. Those are great skills, but I try to be an expert in manual audit, and it has worked well for me to focus on one specific skill. those skills are great. I'm speaking to people that have them. I would love to get them on my team and provide them to customers who want this, but I personally am not doing this. Anyway, I have read a lot of articles about it because I'm still interested in it, just to have general knowledge. And I know both tools have their pros and cons, and it's pretty easy to find an article on Google to read about them. So yeah.
Awesome.
That's it.
Next question is from Carl. He's asking, you certainly spend a lot of time auditing every day and also reading reports. Later on your journey, there's any sort of eureka moment you had, any small thing that opened your eyes? And just to give you an example of how that felt for me, Danny from Guardian Audits recently made a Twitter post about seeing smart contracts as final state machines instead of code. That makes all the sense because you can just explore the branches, you know? Was any turning moment you saw by reading different reports, any information that you were able to encapsulate from that?
Yeah, it's not much. I mean, the one thing that you said is a good advice. Another good advice is to intentionally try to think as a black hat, to actually try to break the contracts, to steal the money. This is another good thing. But apart from this, I don't know, you just need to go through the code, spend hours there, and things should start arriving.
Awesome. Now I have the last question sent on Twitter here, which is, at your level of smart contract auditing and with the ever-developing field, how you decide what's important to study right now?
So after you get after a certain point, I mean, at the beginning of your journey, you have to learn everything. You have to do breadth first, like the breadth first search algorithm of learning. You have to learn a little bit of everything because you know nothing, and whatever you read, it's new to you. But when you actually become a little bit more better ingrained into this, I mean, then is the time to study what you actually need right now. So when I get on an audit and I see it's ERC 4337 implementation, I go into EAP 4337, I read all reports I can find related to protocols that have implemented it. I go on Sologit, read all findings related to it. I read a few other articles related to it, search Twitter about it. This is how you learn, and you learn exactly what you need, not just learn to learn. You have to learn at the beginning, maybe for 5 or 6 months, but after this, just learn for whatever you need right now. This is the best thing, I think.
When we're talking about learning to learn, we're talking about having ways of, I don't know, making sure you're going to remember information, having ways of documenting your journey, or actually developing a mindset for how you're going to absorb information.
Not really. Maybe I didn't use the best wording. I was just saying that because you do not know what you have to learn,
Okay.
you're just learning. Yeah, that's what I meant. But yeah, you still have to have the skill of learning, which I guess you get with practice. I think at least that's how I got it. I know there are other approaches to it, but I'm not the guy to advise here.
Awesome. I'm going to take just one question from the list of questions that the user sent here because I think this is a really interesting one. For a junior auditor, which option do you believe is more advantageous? Securing a position at Web3 security company like Sparebit or OpenZeppeli, or enhancing their skills to engage in audits and bug bounties?
Good question. So it really depends on your personality and skill level. When you are a junior auditor, your skill level is very low. So I personally wouldn't go with bug bounties, certainly. On the other hand, if you are good with marketing and with sales, and if you have some kind of a network or you know how to speak to people, it is possible that you can start getting some audits yourself. And you'll be making more money this way, I'm pretty sure, than if you get employed. When it comes to Sparebit, as far as I know, they're not hiring anyone right now, apart from some rockstar developers. Certainly junior auditors have no place there right now, new ones, as far as I'm seeing at least. I just saw that the guy Mis4nthr0pic is doing crazy good on Code Arena, got accepted as associate security researcher, which is good, but it's far from great at this position. I'm on the same position as well. I got accepted a year ago, and I still haven't been promoted, but haven't tried to getting promoted. But with Spearbit, you have this obvious problem for researchers where not all of them are fully booked. I mean, just a handful of them are fully booked. And Spearbit are working very hard on this. I mean, the team is great, the guys are great, but you just cannot rely on those rates that you see to make some math and figure out how much money you'll be making a month. It's impossible. I mean, I have been there for a year. I have been part of maybe three audits. I don't know, around 3 audits or maybe 4. So it's not crazy good. I mean, I haven't gotten rich off of Spearbit certainly. Open Zeppelin, it's okay. It's a great brand, but as far as I know, they do not pay crazy money for security researchers. Their salaries are just average market rate, so it's an option. I don't know. As you can go over my Twitter, see all of my journey. Everything is documented there. You can see what I personally did. Yes, the market has changed, but I think not that much. If you do the same thing, it can work. But you have to bet on your strengths in your personality. That's what I can say.
Amazing, buddy. And this is the end. Amazing talk. Amazing. You explained everything. I'm so thankful for that. I want to ask you if you have any closing thoughts or any message you want to leave to people that will hear this in the future.
I can tell.
Work out, right?
Sorry?
Work out.
Yeah, of course, workout. I mean, that's obvious. You have to be very active with sports. I mean, I don't know. Respect yourself first and think about your health first. I mean, you can't pour water from an empty glass, so you have to be healthy first, of course. And it's pretty obvious. I don't know why people ignore this, but yeah, workout, of course. And yeah, you have to know that we are here. All of us are here with the same mission. We obviously want to create a better lifestyle for ourselves. By mostly providing security services to protocols, and we could do this in a good manner. You have a lot of great people in this space. OpenSense is a great community. I really respect it. Yes, because I do have a community when it comes to Web3 security as a business, but there's a lot more to this. I mean, when you're more junior, you have to know how to learn, what to learn, and stuff like this. OpenSense is probably the best place, one of the best places to talk about this. It's a very active community, so it's nice to go here and ask questions. So yeah, just make use of this. Also, Securium is great. I mean, on Securium you have 20 mentors, which are very, very experienced people who answer questions for you for free. So nowhere in the world you can find this.
Yeah.
You can find this on Securium's Discord. So yeah, just make use of whatever things you have in front of you. I have always done this. I don't know why some people do not do this. They are saying that they are hustling, but they're just they're rowing in the wrong boat. I mean, you are positioning yourself worse than you can. Think about this as well. Think about your strategy and your approach.
Amazing. And with that, we close Pashov's interview. Thank you so much, everybody. Thanks, Pashov. This will be certainly very, very useful. And I guess I'll see you guys later, okay? Bye-bye, everyone.
So bye-bye from me. Thank you very much. Have a great day.
Have a great day, guys.